Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Gosh, we are going to eat Denny's. That is an exact quote that came from the show today. Thank you, Twitter Mike, for putting that up there. Just goes to show you again the importance of a comma. Jaybird and Denny's are going to eat garbage today. We're not garbage, but
we're getting a little fat and sassy. As I said on the previously.
What is basically on the list today? Do you have it set up? Because I know you like to think through all this kind of stuff.
I do. This is the one time when I'm very organized and prepared.
It is, yeah.
Food and meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I want to get fat and sassy, I go two ways usually. Either pizza or grilled cheese. And a lot of it, and then I have to have a dessert with it. But yeah, pizza is really my sin. I love pizza so much.
Pizza is great. Yeah. Yes, you can't go wrong with it. If you're gonna sin, you got to do it right, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, jump on that, baby.
Something chocolatey too.
Ooh, yeah. Chocolate pizza. Your Nutella pizza.
I just wanna. I do. You ever have that where you want to eat till you hurt?
Not hurt, but I definitely have moments where I just want to make bad choices.
Yeah, I think it's for me. If it's too much, it's more accidental than it is intentional. I'm not setting into it to be like, yeah, you're just so good. You just next thing you know, like I had too much. It
gets away from you.
Yeah.
I kind of like that credo: eat till you hurt. I like that.
Yeah, I have that thing too sometimes where it's like especially if it's good, you're like I think when I was a kid, I had this ingrained in me about leaving food behind. Like yesterday, my wife and I, we got that ceviche, and it was good, but it was like, if you go, by the way, only get one. Like they had like a big old, martini kind of like glass-looking thing, and this little ceviche, and we just got one, and it was actually probably could have worked for three.
Was this restaurant on the same side of the street as the Irish place?
It's right next to O'Shea's. Yeah, right next to
O'Shea's.
Used to be the Cuban place. What was the Cuban place?
Havana?
Might be, because they've got one of them down on Atlantic.
I loved it when that Cuban place was delicious.
Yeah.
I used to go in there and get their ceviche.
Yeah.
And they had all these flavored rums. Mm-hmm. They would put the rums in these big jars, and they would put fruit in there, and so it would be like all these fruit-flavored rums that would steep for months and months.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one for our boat thing on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
When's our boat thing?
Sunday.
Or Saturday.
Don't show up Saturday. We won't be there.
I'm not sure what boat you're going on Saturday.
You need to keep me straight this week.
I like you crooked.
Or gay. Go however you want. Just make it fun, baby. Got a couple call-em outs here today. Samantha adding to it, wanted to get one in. Her call-em out, I'd like to call out my two dogs who pooped in my car on the way to the groomers.
Oh, both of them?
The big Rottweiler German Shepherd mix pooped as soon as she got in the car.
Oh, that can't be small.
So luckily I was able to go home quickly and clean it out. But the second dog, a Maltese Yorkie, decided to poop on my driver's side seat.
It feels like these dogs had this planned.
Yeah, it seems like it was a tandem deal they worked here. She said, I took the big dog first inside, and when I came back to the car, there was dog poop on my seat.
That's not an accident. That's
No.
on purpose. These dogs planned this, and it's kind of not cool.
Chewy had 2 accidents over the weekend, and he never does, and I am so stressed out about it.
Pee and poo?
No, just pee. I'm wondering if I'm going to take him to the vet, but I'm wondering if it's something to do with his insulin and if he needs to get that reconfigured. I don't know.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. I feel very bad. I'm very preoccupied with it.
Mm-hmm. It's a responsibility. Huh?
He is a needy bitch. Let me tell you. I love him to death. But he needs attention.
Got an email here from Dixie Chicks Lauren. Said, calling off, I'm pregnant with our second, and one of the things that I'm really not looking forward to is people seem to think it's okay to come up to a complete stranger and rub their pregnant belly.
Yeah, we've had this before where people complain about it.
So I'm talking Publix, Walmart, the mall, everywhere. I get it. I am a walking miracle and a growing life and all that shit, but keep your grubby hands the hell off me.
That's funny.
I did find a very quick way to make them stop, though. Once they start rubbing my belly, I start rubbing theirs. They immediately get super uncomfortable, and some even get mad at me and ask, "What are you doing?" I respond with, "Oh, I thought it was okay." Just to come up and touch people without permission.
Just be careful, because there's going to be one weirdo that's going to really like that.
Yeah, and now you're touching weirdos on their belly, like, ooh.
There, I'm telling you, there's going to be somebody that, all right, yes, it's great.
She said, "Oh, and stop touching newborns, too. Not okay. Especially with germs and things like that. Get those kids sick. It's not good." Let me see. Got an email here from Merlande. Said, "I'd love to hear your opinion on this. How to understand someone who still has pictures of an ex on their social media page even after getting married to another woman. She kept getting mad at him, telling him to remove the pictures, but nothing. He has pictures of the ex and pictures of the current wife together on his Facebook page." Yeah, I mean, it's very disrespectful. I think that'd be tough if that's their wish, saying, "Hey, I don't like you posting pictures of your ex." They're not comfortable with it, and they don't say, kiss it. Yeah.
Posting pictures, but if they're just up there because they're in your past, are you supposed to go through your Facebook and sanitize any previous picture with any other girl you ever dated?
The way I look at it, I always go, if you're going to be at the commitment of marriage at that point, and you are married, and your husband or your wife is saying, "I'm not comfortable with having your ex up on social media. Can you please take it down?" To me, at that point, you're already in prison you're in it. You're committed. You got to take out the picture.
You're already walking the green mile.
Yeah, I know for me, if I was, because I'm thinking about my mom and my dad, just how I was raised. If my dad was to have any trace of his ex of anything, my mom would have fucking been livid, and she would have said, "You've got no respect for your wife." I mean, it would have been such a big thing. And I guess I was just, once you're married and everyone, the past stays in the past, motherfuckers. At least that's how it was in our house. But yeah, my mom would have been.
Facebook is a whole new world, though, because when you think about it, I mean, you're going to have to go in there and then just erase all pictures with other people.
I see completely what you're saying. It is a whole different world. And I'm not saying the way my mom is, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's how I was that's probably why I'm the way I am.
Because you watched her.
Well, yeah, the whole thing was, when you're married with somebody, you're not going down memory lane with the ex, and we're not having fond memories about the ex. No, we don't do that shit. That's just how it was.
Yeah, some of the most challenging things, I think, of a relationship is setting boundaries. And, there may be stuff that never came up in a previous relationship that does in this one that you're just like going, okay, wait, you're going to tell me to do what? So, yeah, I mean, those are the kind of things, talk a lot before you get married.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, I can accept your boundaries. And if you're like going, no, I'm not comfortable with that. Because it doesn't work both ways. I mean, if there is a breakdown and you're like, no, I'm not comfortable taking your boundaries, they're not going to be comfortable the other way, being like, okay, because for whatever reason, they're just wired a certain way.
Yeah, I know for me, and again, this is just my personal way, I would feel weird having stuff of exes if I was married to somebody. Anything that was easily, hey, there's my ex, me and her holding each other. I personally would feel uncomfortable doing that. Don't make me right. It's just the way I would be. So I can understand why some people have a problem with it.
Carlos, he sent in this email, said, this is bullshit. All right, guys, about the dude that headbutted during the basketball game, not everyone that strikes a person has a bleeping anger problem and should be dumped and needs counseling and all that shit. All those people who call and say that guy's girlfriend needs to dump him for just defending himself have never been in that situation. They need to go out and experience his situation themselves, and let's see how they handle it. Getting fouled hard play after play is like getting beaten up. After a while, you hit back. I bet that asshole was laid out, learned not to be an asshole on the court after that.
Oh, this person that emailed has so headbutted people.
This is the same bullshit that happens to our law enforcement when they shoot someone. Everyone jumps on them about it like they had 100 other options available that would have also saved poor old grandma Betty while she was getting assaulted by some crackhead. We need to take all these crybabies and nitpickers and put them in that situation and see how their tactic of asking politely actually works. And I bet they agree with law enforcement. when it's their family member that was saved from harm, just not everyone else's. And as sad as this is for me to say, Jaybird sounds like one of them. He answered to everyone is to dump them. Dude, grow a pair.
No, what I'm saying is when someone takes the time after they headbutt. I mean, look, if you have to headbutt somebody because you're getting fouled hard, I think you're the little bitch. And on top of that, he filmed it after. So that's a little weird for me. And I don't give a fuck if you think I am a bitch. I know I'm a bitch.
Yeah, that's right. So take that.
So in your face.
I'm already a bitch.
With that said, let's go get a beer together.
Yeah, I know I am, but what are you?
Did I say dump him? Did I say dump him? I don't know if I did.
I think you did.
I don't know. I'm a
Walls
bitch.
Pennington says it a lot.
Yes.
Well, I've been saying that because I'm kidding a lot. I don't know. Fuck, what do I know? I agree with the emailer.
From Nick said, hey, I need some clarification on that pink eye scandal. Did Virginia really have pink eyes or not? I mean, I believed her when it happened, and I thought that you were all just giving her shit. But lately, whenever Jaybird brings it up the alleged incident, she doesn't defend herself. I never missed a show, and I don't recall her ever coming clean that it was a lie. Did I miss something? Also, I am a self-diagnosed germaphobe, but it boggles my mind when people get disgusted by things like touch screens and restaurant silverware, but then they go home and let their dogs lick their face. You know, he just licked his own asshole.
You're right. He definitely.
Or another dog's asshole.
He's licking some buttholes. Let me just tell you.
That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. My dog loves to try to lick you in the face, and I am very much about like, no, I'm not gonna do it because my wife will lay down and she wears flip flops a lot, and her feet are, I don't know how they just attract dirt. Like they look like they honestly they look like the street. And she will lay down, and that dog will come up and just start licking away, and then try to jump right up and lick me in the face. I'm like, there is no way. You are out of your mind.
Oh.
That is not happening.
I hate to say it, but yeah, my dog licks me all the time.
Just know there's butthole on you.
I don't care.
That's how you get pink eye.
I get it. No, I get it. I know it's gross. When you break it down, I get it's awful, but in the moment, I like him licking me. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd like to be licked. I realized that sounded sexy.
Chris sent in an email. He said, I'm surprised that Jaybird hasn't realized yet that Wade says Miho to Dalton before he dies in Roadhouse.
Hey, no, I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right, Miho. He calls him Miho. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get all into it. Yeah, I saw your...
That's weird. I was just talking about that over the weekend with Denny's about Roadhouse and Miho.
Yeah.
What a weird email to come at that time. I don't know, maybe it's not that weird. I haven't slept, so I'm in a real weird space.
Well, you love saying mijo now, so.
I do, mijo. I didn't say it today because I forgot I loved it.
You're too tired to love it.
I am really tired today. I apologize.
I am too. I'm going to get another one of those IVs because they do help.
Yeah?
Yes, they do.
I got one on Friday, and it made me feel better, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And then I ran myself down on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was exhausted again. I need to go back,
huh?
I got to go back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I saw talking of the, and you said you were watching even old interviews with Pablo Escobar.
I was watching old footage and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, there is going to be a VH1 special on Griselda Blanco.
I was just talking about her.
Yeah, the cocaine godmother. It's TMZ, son of cocaine godmother Griselda Blanco, to star in a VH1 show featuring the cartel. It is going to be coming out. It is one person who made the cut is Michael Corleone Blanco, the son of Griselda Blanco, the godmother of cocaine.
The son?
I guess so. She has a son, and his name's Michael Corleone from, like, The Godfather. Blanco.
You ever see The Godfather, Vicious V?
I have.
Part 2?
I think so.
Not your thing?
It's good. I like it. It's good, but there's parts of it I'm like a little bit weirded out by.
Okay. All right, well, then don't watch it.
Yeah, they say that she reportedly ordered hits on hundreds and served nearly 2 decades behind bars in the U.S. for drug trafficking and 3 murders from the cocaine wars of the 70s and 80s. She once allegedly plotted to kidnap JFK Jr. That's impressive.
She was really off her rocker. She was over the top. To me, I almost feel like she was crazier than any of them with some of her tactics.
Yeah, she had killed a husband too. I remember in a gun battle, she shot him.
She was kind of like
It's called one of her nicknames was Black Widow because the guys that she was married to or she would bang, she'd kill them.
and it was kind of like one of those things where if she didn't like you're eating those chips, and if you're eating your chips too loud and she was annoyed with it, you're gonna get killed. Like she had those kind of, she'd go after you for those kinds of reasons.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that specific. I mean, that's a kind of a weird one, but you know what I mean.
She was just unhinged.
She was unhinged.
Catherine Zeta-Jones played her in the movie Cocaine Godmother, the Griselda Blanco story. She was eventually deported to Colombia.
I think she was gunned down, right?
Yeah, 6 years ago outside of a butcher shop in Medellin.
Medellin.
Who took her out?
I think it was a hit. Yeah, she would kind of like just, was
Made
trying to
enemies.
be quiet. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, she had killed so many people that she had so many enemies still, and they finally figured out that was her.
Well, when you're in the game like that, anybody can take you out. If you're
she's-
fucking everyone
yeah.
over,
Mm-hmm. She's pretty old, too, and I think kind of looked like just like old grandma, so people are going, wow, well, they shoot her.
it was just a matter of just getting it done, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at that. I now want to watch that, too. The Whitey Bulger, is that the guy that was just killed in prison? I need to watch that because that Johnny Depp movie, that was on my plane. Somebody was watching that. I didn't have enough time to watch it. We were getting ready to land. I'm like, I need to watch that movie.
I didn't want to watch it because I didn't think the makeup looked good. I thought the makeup looked so fake in that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I could be off. But
Yeah,
I
the
thought,
guy next to me on the plane was watching it, and there was a lot of murders in that. He killed a lot of people, and he just got off a month or so ago.
and he was old as shit too.
Yeah,
right?
he had hidden. Yeah, well, he had offed a bunch of people. He was a mob kind of dude, and then just disappeared and was living, I think, in like Santa Monica, and just a small little apartment like on the beach. And they finally figured out that was him. And then they put him in prison, and they moved him to a different prison. I think it was more hardcore, and somebody's waiting for him there, and stabbed him out. Yeah, her son has his own clothing line. It's it's Hustlers for Hustlers is what the brand is about, touting her as the first self-made female billionaire. So there you go. That's coming up. So they're going to be making another special on her. And have you seen the Catherine Zeta-Jones movie?
No.
I don't know if that'd be good or
I
not.
don't think it would be good for some reason. I don't know why. It just does not sound like.
She's too pretty
I
to
agree.
play that role.
Yeah. What? Because was Blanca wasn't? Was she?
No, she wasn't. I don't think you wouldn't look at her and
Overly-
say she was hot.
Hot.
Yeah, she just looked, normal. So, anyway, there you go. Something to check out. Does this make you want to fly an airline more? They say Southwest Airlines is now the third domestic airline to offer free in-flight texting. Alaska Airlines and Delta also offer free in-flight texting. If you have an Apple device, you would text through iMessage. If you have an Android, you would download the WhatsApp.
I always loved the fact that you can't. Oh, I'm on a plane. I can't text, even though I'm not even on a plane.
You're never on a plane.
That's the one place people can't get a hold of you is on the fucking plane.
Right.
You tell me now? There's nowhere to hide.
There is nowhere to hide. That's going to kind of be the new thing.
The excuse of I was busy or you couldn't get a hold of me. I don't know if that's holding up anymore.
No, everybody's like, oh, yeah, right, whatever.
Well, even getting out of work, my car broke down. Motherfucker, Uber here.
That's true.
Get here.
There's no reason now with Lyft and Uber. They can have a car at your house in 3 minutes.
So what's a viable excuse of getting out of work? I mean, you have to go with Old Faithful. I've got the runs.
Pink eye.
Pink eye and I've got the run. I think those are the two.
Still a good one, yeah.
Yeah, food poisoning, by the way, you are even if you have it, you're lying. No one believes food poisoning.
My girlfriend's in the hospital from food poisoning.
Did you see her actually in the hospital?
Yeah, she put up pictures on Facebook. She got that salmonella. It's one of our old interns, Angie.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got the salmonella.
Oh, my gosh, what happened?
I don't know. I guess she ate something that had the salmonella bug in it. I feel bad.
Oh, that's rough.
When we were allowed to have interns, and you always knew the party interns, you could just because they reeked of booze or weed when they walked in. They would always try to call in sick with food poisoning, and me and Danny are like, they're so fucking lying. There's no way they have food poisoning.
You didn't believe it, huh?
I did no way.
What was your big excuse when you used to always call out? Because I'm sure you did back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, food poisoning was one of them because you can't really prove it, and you're out for 24 hours, and then you could be back in the game.
Right.
24 to 40 hours, you're
It's
good.
not like tuberculosis or something.
Yeah. I mean, I got to tell you, Virginia's fake pink eye is some of your better stuff because I remember I thought I had pink eye back at Wild. I did it. I thought I did. And I had texted it to Kevin, and he's like, well, I just talked to Virginia. She does not want you. You were freaked out with me even coming in the studio.
Well, pink eye is so contagious.
Yeah, it is.
There you go, boys and girls. Pink eye when you want to get out of some shit.
Nobody wants it because it's horrible.
It's tough stuff.
But as a boss, would you be able to accept pink eye as an excuse?
Yeah, I think it's still a viable excuse. It's pretty solid. I mean, it would make me feel a lot better if they then sent me a photo and was like going, yeah, and be like, oh, wow, that looks nasty.
Now, if I ever get food poisoning and I have to stay home, people are going to think I'm lying.
Yeah. You already admitted it. Somebody in the chat room said, why can't you have interns anymore? The intern game's changed a little bit. I think we can, but you've got to submit them, and they got to go through. It's more rigorous now. I knew this was going to be an issue. This was, about maybe 10 years ago, interns started suing radio stations because they were doing what they said was regular paid work, but they weren't getting paid for it, and so they sued for the money. Radio stations don't have a lot of extra money for an extra position, and not to mention, too, it's a person that's untrained.
Right.
So it's like, why would we really? And yeah, some places offer paid internships, but they usually have a little bit more expendable money than radio stations, and so in a sense, radio companies now are just like, no interns then. So
Yeah,
congratulations, you kind of ruined the training ground for everybody else.
Yeah, it was a great way to get your foot in the door.
It was the best.
Several interns that came through, we ended up hiring, and then they would work for the company, and that's how you get started.
Internship, I can't tell you how important they are. They are.
They
were. You're right.
Yeah.
No, and the fact that they are gone, at least in our industry, is very sad.
Well, it
bothers me.
I saw that. That was kind of like one of those things, and that really was, in a sense, of starting that kind of movement of the, I don't know, maybe
Entitled?
Wussifying.
Maybe I hate to pin it on a millennial, but whatever. It was kind of like in that kind of where that mindset started, where it's like, oh, wait, I have rights and I'm inclined in this and that.
And I'm going to sue because...
And I can't have anything tough happen because it's got to be smooth, easy sailing. I can't have any challenges put in front of me whatsoever.
Right, exactly. And I was just like, really? I'm like, oh my gosh. And I saw the writing on the wall. I'm like, well, I know what radio stations are going to do to respond. Radio companies are going to be like, all right, then no more internships. Fine, there you go. Congratulations. And they did.
They said exactly that. So
Yeah.
Well, that's going to make it harder for people to get into radio.
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem we have now is we're having a hard time finding talent to bring in, and then you're finding when you do bring them in, they don't have that ability. I did 2 internships before I ever got in. I would say probably almost a good at least 6 months to a year was unpaid of my radio experience. And it should have been because I knew nothing.
You were there to learn
Yeah.
and figure things out.
I couldn't offer
Why
anything.
would they pay you for that?
Right, you're going to pay me for nothing.
Trust me, you'll, as the intern, get way more out of it than the radio station.
My favorite intern story ever is when we had the one intern on the phones, and she hated our show.
The one that really hated
Yeah,
us?
I was walking back to the studio, and I was like, she's like, yeah, I agree with you. They are annoying. I can't stand them either. I'm like, what the fuck? I told Virginia that. And then Virginia walked out and heard the same thing. Like, I don't know if you're the right person for this gig.
This might not be a job for you.
Yeah.
That should be in a TV show. That's so funny.
She hated us.
Talked gangs of shit.
She's an angry girl.
Let me see here. Carlos in the chat room, he said, boy, Kev looks awful clean shaven now.
Oh,
LOL.
that's very nice.
That's very nice. Make me rethink No Shave November next year. Maybe I shouldn't help. What is it? Testicular cancer?
Testicular?
What is it?
Testicular.
Testicular.
Yeah, testicular cancer. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Because I don't enjoy it either. But it was all for a good cause. So yes, I've rendered myself ugly for a couple of weeks here until I can grow my beard back.
You don't look ugly. Don't listen to it. Just stop reading shit. That's what I'm learning.
It's a good way to be. When are they going to finally release that Queen movie on DVD? Because I don't think I'm going to have any time to go see it in the movie theater.
It just came out in the theater. Jay Bird went.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Thought it was good. It's one of those movies, if you like Queen, I don't even think you have to like Queen to really get it and understand it. And it's the whole, they were nothing. They made it.
I love those.
Yeah, it was a very, very good movie.
Yeah. How long does it take? Because haven't they kind of sped up that timetable a little bit on getting things into like streaming? What is the usual timetable on that?
I feel like they have. They're starting to, especially on the stuff on Comcast where you can rent it.
Yeah.
I'm noticing they're available a little bit quicker.
Like maybe 3 or 4 months. Is that typically about it?
After it's released.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one of the ones I'm kind of waiting for. I don't know if there's anything I feel moved to go check out in the theater.
I saw that Crazy Rich Asians in the theater with my mom.
And it bombed in China.
It was such a good movie.
It's good.
The stories were it bombed in China.
It's awesome here.
It was good, huh?
I loved it.
That's available. That was one of the ones that I thought was kind of a quicker release. It's available to rent right now, and I feel like that was just in the theater.
Well, I saw it in the theater with my mom when I went to go visit her in September. So that was not very long ago.
Would I like it?
Yeah, I think you would like it. It's a really cute movie.
Okay, well, if you saw it in September, I mean, here we are. It's 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So, and it's out already. That's good news. They say 72% of families have a Christmas tradition of going to see movies over the holidays. They say the most anticipated this year are The Grinch, Mary Poppins Returns, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Aquaman, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. And I think Ralph Breaks the Internet was number 1 again at the theater.
It was. Any desire to see Aquaman?
Yes.
You do want to see it in the theater?
I probably will if we've got time. I've got Ken, I'm a 10-year-old. He'd probably like to go see that. So that'd be fun.
Is he into that universe kind of stuff?
He enjoys it. Yeah, I think we both enjoy it, but I'm not, we're not obsessed with it. We don't go crazy. I don't know the release dates, and I honestly can't even tell you who they've come out with movies for now because it's so damn confusing.
I like how you think Aquaman, that Jason Momoa guy, is too good looking.
He's too much man.
I know what you mean.
And I know girls everywhere.
Just too masculine.
He's too much.
But he almost doesn't look real to me. He doesn't look like a real person. He's just so sculpted.
He looks like he was computer generated.
He totally does.
Amazing.
He's an amazing looking specimen,
is.
but it doesn't look real.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know what you mean.
It's not for me.
Sometimes somebody can be too hot. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's too much.
I need you to be a little bit more normal.
Little flawed, please.
Please, can you have something weird about you?
I was actually reading something today talking about the old Grinch, the one that Ron Howard directed, that had Jim Carrey. And apparently the person who did his makeup, he was such an asshole to work with that they actually quit the industry. And Ron Howard had to call him back and beg him to come back because they're just like, I can't deal with Jim Carrey and his abuse anymore.
Well, think about Jim Carrey back in the day when he was at the height of his career, arguably the biggest star. You could argue that, whether he was or not. And yeah, there's been several stories that come out where he just was very difficult to work with. But I think he wanted to be like that. I think he wanted to have that Andy Kaufman kind of thing about him.
I think, because it was around the time he did the Andy Kaufman thing, and I think he got just so full of himself. Because if you look back at like his IMDb, how many big movies did he have after that? He had the Bruce Almighty in 2003.
That was big.
That was. He had Fun with Dick and Jane.
That was a very funny movie. I liked that movie a lot, and I don't know if that was a hit or not.
Yeah, then he did...
Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
You would like that movie. I think you should totally watch that movie. You won't, and I'll go fuck myself.
Aww.
Hey, you've seen it. So, did you watch The Usual Suspect? Yeah, I told you about it 2 years ago. You've seen it yet?
Not yet.
What the fuck?
I tried to watch. It's not on Netflix.
So?
I saw it because of you. It was good.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, I
listen to
know.
you.
You don't disappoint me regularly.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas was 2000. And then he did Bruce Almighty 3 years later. And then he really started to hit some... The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, was that a hit?
I think he started doing like those real, more serious, creative...
Then he did a series of unfortunate events in 2004. And then, after that, Horton Hears a Who, Yes Man.
I liked Yes Man.
You did? Okay. And then I think the one that kind of really might have started to put him over the other side was the Mr. Popper's Penguins in 2011.
Okay.
I don't think that did very well.
It was one of the movies where they had footage of Jim Carrey behind the scenes. It might have been Man on the Moon when he was doing Andy Kaufman. And they said he did not shut down his act. And I think he was working on some kind of special or a documentary, and they did not want that footage released because they thought the public was going to think Jim Carrey was such an asshat and such a dick face. They didn't want it, but I think the footage has been released now in a documentary.
It's fascinating.
Someone reminded me of the documentary. It's a very, very good documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I would highly recommend that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody's saying that the Bohemian Rhapsody release date is July 3rd. 7-8 months?
It might be. I know Solo had a long release date. Because I saw Solo in May, and it took a while for that to be released.
I really say. Now it's already been out a month, so they're going to wait 8-9 months?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, mijo.
Well,
I hope Queen stays in the theater longer because I want to go see it.
Yeah, I do too. Maybe that's if it's not going to come out till July 3rd, then maybe I need to up that when I get a little bit of time during the holidays. Go check that out. So there you go.
They do the whole day-ho, day-ho, when he does that at Live Aid.
That's cool.
That is really cool. Sounds like a good movie. All right, well, thank you very much for the emails and the comments. Mail at kvjshow.com. You can get a hold of us. And I know some people are saying, hey, what's going on with that Pontiki cruise? It's going to be happening on Sunday. $60 per person, unlimited beer, wine, food, provided by Calaveras Cantina. So you can definitely eat and drink your money's worth. We're
and you have a cool cruise.
Yeah, we're cruising out to the sandbar. Got music, there's water slides, beer pong, flip cup.
Nice.
Yeah, turn it up on a Sunday. If you want to get your tickets, pontiki.org, PONTIKI.org. Go and pick those up and then join us on Sunday. All right, y'all have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.